All right, let's get into it. Last time, we talked about why we need to be prepared. This week, we're talking about where things actually go wrong. Because look, here's the truth about us, about our communities. We are the grinders. We are the backbone. We literally make something out of nothing. But that same hustle, that we can make it happen no matter what energy, well, it's our superpower for sure, but it can also be a massive blind spot.
So let me ask you straight up. Is that very thing that makes you so good at what you do, that grit, that drive, is it also the very thing making your business fragile? We're going to figure that out today, because we're going to look at the real pressure points where businesses actually feel the strain.
You know, most businesses don't go down in flames because of some big dramatic disaster you see on the news. Nah, they usually break from the inside. They break from these little internal pressure points. And more often than not, they break because the one person holding it all together, the MVP, finally hits a wall. We love being the MVP, right? But it comes with a risk we have to talk about.
So in the world of engineering, there's this term, a single point of failure. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's that one little screw, that one little piece that, if you take it out, the whole machine just stops working. In so many of our businesses, we've accidentally made a person, maybe even ourselves, that single point of failure.
And this right here is the whole point. When you are the MVP, the only one with the passwords, the only one who can talk to that big client, the only one who knows the special recipe, you are the single point of failure. So if life happens, and you know life's going to happen, does your business just stop cold in its tracks?
This slide right here really lays out the two paths you can take. Are you building a hustle, something that completely depends on you showing up every single day? Or are you building a sustainable operation, an actual asset that keeps moving forward even if you need to step away for a week or a month? That difference is everything.
Okay, so let's get specific. We're about to walk through the 5 most common places where our businesses break first. And as we go through this, I want you to be really honest with yourself. Ask yourself, where are we the most exposed?
So first up is the one we've been talking about, the MVP trap. This is all about people dependency. It's when one single person holds all the keys to the kingdom. You know, they have all the knowledge, all the relationships. This is the founder who hasn't had a real vacation in 5 years because they're terrified it'll all fall apart if they're not there. Sound familiar? The risk is pretty obvious, right? If that key person gets sick or has a family emergency or just needs a break, the business stops. But the fix, while it takes some work, is simple. You got to start sharing what you know. Write stuff down. I mean, even a simple checklist is a game changer. And here's the hardest part for a lot of us. You have to actually trust your team to help carry the load.
Okay, break point number 2. I call this one the group chat reliance. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. We run our businesses on WhatsApp, on Instagram DMs, on text threads, and it feels quick, it feels connected, but is it really the best place for critical information? What happens when an important order gets buried under 50 memes your cousin sent?
And here's the real danger. If your phone gets lost or stolen or the Wi-Fi goes out, you're not just disconnected, you're flying completely blind. The fix doesn't have to be complicated. Just have a backup plan that doesn't live on one single phone or one single app. It could be as simple as a phone tree. Anything to avoid a total communication blackout.
All right, number 3, the cash flow tightrope. Now, this one hits home for a lot of us. We are masters at making a dollar stretch. But we also know that while our income might slow down sometimes, our bills, they never take a vacation. Rent is still due. Payroll still has to be met. Your vendors still need to get paid.
So here's the tough question you have to ask yourself. If all your revenue just stopped for 2 weeks, could you still make payroll? Could you still pay rent? The fix isn't about having millions in the bank. It's about starting small and building a buffer. Seriously, even a small cash reserve can be the one thing that gets you through a rough patch. It completely changes the game.
Now, breakpoint number 4 is the digital Achilles heel. This is for every single one of us who runs our entire business off of one social media platform or one online store like Etsy or Amazon. What happens if they change their rules overnight? What happens if they suspend your account for no good reason? What happens if they just disappear?
Let this sink in for a second. If a platform can delete your account and take all your customers with it, you don't really own your business. It does. It owns your relationship with your people. The fix is all about taking back that ownership. You need to build your own email list. You need to have backups of your customer data. You got to diversify so that you're the one in control, not some random algorithm.
And that brings us to our final breakpoint, number 5, the Ask Me First bottleneck. This is when every single decision, from ordering new pens to giving a customer a $5 refund, has to go through you. Nothing, and I mean nothing, happens until you say yes.
And the risk here is that you yourself become the bottleneck. You're actually choking your own business's growth. You're frustrating your team, and you're burning yourself out in the process. The fix is about empowerment. You need to clearly write down who is allowed to make what decisions when you're not around. This isn't about losing control. It's about creating the capacity to grow.
So, we just walked through the 5 breakpoints and some quick fixes. But I want to be clear. Moving from a simple hustle to a truly sustainable operation, man, that's about so much more than just checklists and procedures. Spotting these weak points isn't just about protecting your bottom line. It's about protecting our culture. It's about protecting our legacy. Because when our businesses are strong, our whole community is stronger.
And this all ties directly into the bigger mission of what we do here at the Unique Umbrella Effect. We see it all as connected. See, when local businesses are stable and prepared, they can hire more people, they can support youth programs, they can help take care of our elders. This B2B preparedness we're talking about, it's the economic engine that helps power everything else we're trying to do for our community.
In the end, it really all boils down to this one simple idea. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a business, a nonprofit, or a church. The logic is always the same. You have to protect the structure so that the people can thrive. That's the whole philosophy. That's the whole ballgame.
Okay, so what do you do now? What's your next move? The goal today is not for you to go home and write some 50-page emergency plan. No, the goal is way simpler and honestly a lot more powerful. The goal is just clarity.
Here's what I want you to be able to do. Step 1. Just name your top 2 breakpoints from that list we covered. Be real with yourself. Step 2. Take a minute to really understand why they matter. Acknowledge the risk out loud. And step 3. Stop guessing. It's time to move from that vague feeling of, I think we're good, to the solid confidence of, okay, I know exactly where we need to get stronger.
And that really brings us to the final question I want to leave you with today. It's bigger than just day-to-day operations. Are you building a business that's just built to run? Or are you building something that is truly built to last? Because protecting these breakpoints, that's how you build a legacy.